Sports on Tap Detroit, brought to you by the Realtors of the Joe Wright Group, Jason Stiltner of Flagstar Bank, Time Out with Steven Scott, presented by Baldman Entertainment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We're here to fuck shit up.
Sports the way it should be. Nothing sugar-coated, we loaded with all the information you wanted. From legends to prospects, nothing's off limits. Chris and Joe be taking on all topics with no stopping. They keep it rolling and going and ball hopping at a rate that's hard stopping. With news that's jaw dropping, they're getting it in. Sports Center competition, man, they in it to win. This ain't a fluke, from Carolina to Duke, from MSU to Michigan. You'll know if you listening, if you ain't, you missing it. All the excitement, they shock like a thundercloud and ride with lightning. Get it together, you know ain't nobody better. Bring heat than cold weather. You better put on a sweater, you better just let it go and all come and attack. Sit back, relax, let's tell them it's on tap.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
No, I sound drunk.
Welcome to episode 107 of Sports on Tap. I am Chris Scott, alongside Joe Waddell. Joe, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Good, man.
I'm good.
Good.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. This is the episode otherwise known as the NFL free agency extravaganza.
The NFL free agency blitz.
Yes, that's actually probably a better way to put it than extravaganza. But as we've seen so far, like the tampering period started what? Yesterday.
Yeah, the legal tampering period.
The legal tampering period started yesterday, and official free agency starts tomorrow. But we've already seen just an absolute flurry of activity around the league. This is kind of something we've been looking forward to. Last week, obviously, we didn't have a show, so we didn't really get a chance to talk about who would be released and who might be a free agent because we were busy checking out the spot where we are going to have our live on-site NFL draft show.
Yes.
This is going to happen. This is a thing. I know we've been kind of teasing it for the past few weeks, but we checked out the spot last week. We got a good spot, and it is happening. So if you guys are going to watch the draft, and you guys kind of want to get out, just interact, whatever, come join us. It is at Slice Bar in downtown Birmingham. If you're in the Metro Detroit area, come check us out. And more details will be coming in the next few weeks. But we'd love for you guys to come out and join us.
Yep, and we're going to have Baldman Entertainment there with us.
Yes.
DJ Baldman will be there. And he'll be joining us. He'll be DJing a little bit beforehand and having fun with us afterwards, talking draft. Chris and I will obviously be there.
Yes.
Along with probably Lady Friend. If you want to meet Lady Friend, she will be there.
She was adamant about doing the open for our show.
Yes, she wants to do the live open.
Very adamant about this.
About doing a live open, which is, listen, it's going to be fun either way, no matter what happens.
We might get another great drop out of it.
We're going to get a couple great drops out of it, I think. But according
to her,
I
sound drunk.
Oh, no, I sound drunk. But yeah, if you're going to watch the draft, you want to come out and watch the draft and join us for a little bit of fun and shenanigans live. Like Chris said, it's going to be at Slice Bar in Birmingham.
Yes.
So
we're looking to have some fun with that. And like I said, some more details will be coming in the next few weeks. So as Joe said and I've said, if you guys want to get out for a night on Thursday night, interact with the draft party.
For those of you that can't make it out,
yes,
you can tune into our live feed.
Yes.
During the draft, which we will have going live as well. But it'd be nice if you wanted to come out, you could make it out. Come out, have some fun with us in person at Slice Bar in Birmingham.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, with that being said, let's kind of get into this NFL free agency blitz, as you put it. I mean, just seeing some stuff that's gone down today, and we'll kind of break this down by division because I think it's probably the easiest way to do it. And frankly, it's the easiest way to do it because literally it's right in front of us that way. So instead of having to scroll back at what transactions went down on what day, this has it all lined up for us. So We're going to start in the NFC East since that's the first one that came up, and of course, it's the Buffalo Bills. Now, they have not really made any sort of big splash yet, even though they did just restructure the contracts of Josh Allen and Von Miller, which creates $32 million in cap space. What
Yes.
they're going to do with that money, I have absolutely no idea. If it's not going to go to A, improving their offensive line, B, improving their defense, then or maybe getting Josh Allen another weapon.
They did improve their offensive line a little bit.
They did
Just a little bit.
with the signing of Connor McGovern.
Connor McGovern.
which I like that move. It helps, but I still think there's another piece that they need on that O line. I also think they need to shore up their D line, and now they just lost two of their best defensive players. One for sure in Tremaine Edwards, who signed with the Bears. We'll get to that in a little bit. And I'm still not sure what's going on with Jordan Poyer. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Like that's kind of in limbo right now. I don't really know what's going on with that. So until he's officially signed with another team, he's still a Buffalo Bill.
Yep.
So,
But they signed two. Excuse me. They signed two linebackers.
yeah.
Damn, I got a frog in my throat here. Sounds like you did too. What's going on?
I was gonna make a joke there, but I'm gonna wait that one.
Touche. They signed two linebackers. They re-signed Matt Milano, 2-year extension. He was previously under contract through 2024. Now he's under contract through 2026.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really a signing. It was just more of a re-up and an extension. They did re-sign punter Sam Martin, ex-Lion.
Hey.
And then they signed Tyler Medikevich,
Yeah.
a linebacker.
So nothing huge. I mean, like I said, I like the Connor McGovern signing, but I'm still
Yeah,
waiting to see what they do with this created cap space that they have now.
We'll see. There definitely hasn't been any big splashy signings from
There
Buffalo.
hasn't.
There hasn't been anything done splashy by them. And you know, the Connor McGovern, I like that. I mean, he's not a fantastic, great player, but again, they needed to do something with that offensive line. To me, I think they needed to address it more than they have. So
That might be a draft. That might be a draft thing.
it might be, but I really think they needed to go out and get somebody a little bit better on that offensive line in free agency because their offensive line was bad enough. You needed more than just draft. But we'll see. I mean, who knows? If they draft properly, maybe they could. We'll see.
Yeah, and then obviously running back is an issue. Like I saw, like Miles Sanders is going to be gone from the Eagles. Dalvin Cook might be available. There's some options for this team. Again, I want to see what they do with this cap space that they've created. So it's a waiting game right now. And we'll see. But there's definitely some holes on that team, as you saw evidenced by their playoff loss against the Bengals. So staying in the same division, moving on to the Miami Dolphins. I love what the Dolphins have done this offseason.
Bro, I'm with you. You know, they went out and got Mike White,
Yeah,
backup quarterback.
Mike fucking White.
Mike fucking White.
Yeah,
Raheem Mostert re-signed a 2-year, $5.6 million deal.
I like that. They re-signed Jeff Wilson too.
Jeff Wilson too. So both those guys did well for them last year.
Yep.
You know, it's kind of that San Francisco running scheme that they got going.
Yep.
And both guys are familiar with the guys who are running it. They signed David Long to a 2-year, $11 million deal.
At that number, I like that. I like that signing at
Absolutely.
that number.
Absolutely. And then Jalen Ramsey, they acquired him in a trade.
And they didn't give up anything.
No,
gave
they,
him a third-round
they
pick.
gave up a 2023 third-round pick, number 77 overall, and a backup tight end.
Tight end. I mean, now I will say
they're
this.
paying him a lot of money, though.
Right, and I will say this: he's starting to get on the downside of his career. He is.
He's at the top of that hill at least.
Yeah, he's on the descent, as you
Yeah.
would say. So, money wise, I'm not crazy about it, but you're in a win now mode. I get it.
And that's the thing, and that's what I like about this is that they've actually entered win now mode, and
Yep.
all these signings that they've been doing, have been win now mentality.
Yep.
And I like that. They went out and got Ramsey, traded for him, re-upped on the 2 running backs, got a backup quarterback who, I mean, listen, Mike White is not the greatest quarterback in the world. But listen, he's proven he can get the job done.
He's solid. He's a quote game manager.
Yeah, he's Mike fucking White.
He's Mike fucking White.
So
yes,
I do like that. I like what they've done so far in free agency.
No, I do. This AFC East is going to be an absolute beast.
I'll be honest with you. I think that too. And listen, some people are making fun of what the Jets are possibly doing.
We'll get to that shortly. Wait till we get to the Jets.
But I still think, listen, the Jets are going to be a damn good team next year, no matter who is starting at quarterback for them.
Right.
We'll get to that. We'll get that in a few minutes.
Yeah, we'll get to that here shortly. Next up,
that's what we call a tease in the business.
Yes. Very good. Next up, we got the Patriots. They really haven't. Talk about not making a splash. They really haven't done like anything.
Have they ever?
No, that is a good point.
Under Belichick, have they ever really done free agency, like big splash signings? They just don't.
No,
you don't
right.
expect that from them.
No, you're right.
They go after. Listen, they signed an offensive tackle, an offensive guard.
Yeah.
Very low key signings.
Got rid of their best receiver.
yeah. They signed a linebacker. They signed Raekwon McMillan.
Yeah.
Signed Jonathan Jones at
From
corner.
the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah.
Hey, Wu-Tang ain't nothing to fuck with.
No, nothing splashy for them. Nothing big. No big names, but just low key.
These are guys that fit. They're Patriots. They
Right.
fit that mold.
Right.
That the quote Patriot way. which
Yeah. James Ferentz.
I hate that.
Calvin
I hate
Anderson.
that saying as much as I hate Michigan, man.
Yeah.
So irritating. And we'll talk about Michigan man later, but
It's another tease.
oh yeah, 100%. I got some thoughts on that.
Yeah. I mean, what they've done is basically Patriot-esque.
It is nothing splashy, but it's guys that they're gonna fit into that system, fit into that culture, and look, they had not a great season by any means,
Right.
not even a good season.
No.
I mean it was subpar. But if you don't have an idiot running your offense anymore in the rocket scientist.
He was a rocket
Scientist,
yeah.
yes. You actually have somebody who knows how to run an offense.
He was
now.
literally a rocket scientist and had no
Yes.
common sense.
Yes. Now you have somebody now who knows how to run an offense,
Yep.
which I'm sure will do nothing but help Mac Jones. So I think the Patriots will be fine. And like I said, this AFC East is going to be an absolute monster, especially when you consider what the New York Jets have done.
Yes, I like what the Jets have done very much, and by all accounts, Aaron Rodgers is a Jet.
Do you hear what this motherfucker's doing?
No,
Oh, he's making demands already. Like,
Is he really?
Oh yeah. He's like, you said I wanted Allen Lazard. What did they do? They went out and got Allen Lazard.
well they went out and got Alan Zard.
Yes, and he's like, I want OBJ. Literally, he's making these demands. Like he wants these guys. If he's gonna,
I don't see them getting OBJ. I did hear that they're signing Randall Cobb as well.
I heard,
which
that's another one of his demands.
But Randall Cobb is literally out there with a walker. I mean, it's okay. Don't get me wrong; it's a walker with the tennis balls on the bottom, so it's a little faster.
Right.
But still, it's a walker. Alan Lazard, I understand that. He's familiar with him, right? If he's going somewhere, I can almost understand that one where he wants to work with at least one receiver he's familiar with. He was a free agent, so okay, here, get me my guy. And listen, the Jets already have a couple good receivers. They have Elijah Mitchell. They have Garrett Wilson. I mean, their offense is going to be better with Aaron Rodgers at the helm. And the Jets have a good.
Can't be worse.
The Jets have a good offensive line too.
They do.
So Aaron Rodgers will have time to throw. They'll have a decent running game. He'll have receivers to get the ball to. I mean, I think the Jets are going to be a very, very good team this next year because they have the defense to back them up as well. I think they're going to be a very dark horse to kind of make a challenge here in the AFC. Truthfully,
with that defense, it's hard to disagree with that.
what's the key? To me, it's a full team. And listen, Aaron Rodgers can still get the job done. That Green Bay Packers team was not very good.
That's what I was going to ask you. When does Rodgers get to the point of how this past season, like with Brady, like we just look at Brady, he's like, he's done. Like you knew he was done.
See,
is this that year for Aaron Rodgers?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I haven't seen that. And listen, I'd be the first one to jump in and say, yeah, he's done. I mean, Frank called it before we did that this was going to be Tom Brady's last year.
He did.
And as soon as I saw that it was, I jumped in. I was like, yeah, he's done. He's done. He can't do it. From what I've seen from Aaron Rodgers is he still has gas left in the tank. And the Jets are going to be a full actual team. Like, Green Bay doesn't have a great defense. Their offensive line was suspect at times. They had a lot of injuries.
They
but
did have a lot of injuries.
Their wide receiver core was lacking. Alan Lazard was the best guy they had. Literally,
it's not good.
Garrett Wilson is a number one receiver in the league. He as a rookie last year.
Right.
He was awesome. Elijah Mitchell was coming on. There's not Elijah Mitchell. God, who the fuck am I thinking? I keep saying Elijah Mitchell, but he's a running back from San Francisco. Elijah Moore. My bad. No, the Jets have weapons, and Aaron Rodgers can get the job done. They have an offensive line. They have a defense that's very good. It's a full team.
Oh, yeah. He's going to make his announcement tomorrow, apparently.
Yeah, I just saw that.
yeah.
He's going live tomorrow, they just
Whatever.
announced.
I'm to the point, like how you are with Brady now. That's how I am with Aaron Rodgers. I don't fucking care. Fuck you. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Get fucked. As simple as that. Get fucked. Moving on.
Well, there's that.
Huh?
I said, well, there's that.
Yes. Moving on to the AFC North.
Not much action.
Not much action, especially from the first team listed in the AFC North that we have here,
They,
Baltimore Ravens.
They designated Lamar Jackson for the non-exclusive franchise tag, and that is it. That's all they've done.
So basically, he's going to end up being a Raven.
Well, yeah. So for everybody that doesn't know, the non-exclusive franchise tag is they're going to pay him an exorbitant amount of money,
Yeah.
to franchise tag him, but he can negotiate with other teams.
Yeah,
And if
which it doesn't matter because
Right.
what's going to happen is he's going to negotiate with other teams, and the Ravens. This is what's happening.
The Ravens can either match that,
Right.
or they choose to let him sign that contract, but they get 2 firsts in return.
Right.
So either way, Baltimore wins in this scenario. And I'll be honest with you, I don't see anybody giving Lamar the bag.
No, neither do I. And even if they do, Baltimore, I think is because you know how this shit works with inside the NFL.
absolutely.
They said whatever you guys offer him, we're going to match it. Like we're going to match it,
I don't think they will.
and that's why nobody's offering him. And so they're going to end up having him.
I don't think Baltimore would match it.
I do.
I absolutely don't.
I
don't.
I do.
I don't think Baltimore wants him back.
That's fair.
I think they were resigned to the fact that they were going to lose him. They let their offensive coordinator go.
Well, at that point, I understand it if somebody does offer him a thing, but at that point, just let him walk. You know?
Well, but at that point in time, you get nothing for him at all, right? So they're making the smart decision business-wise to sign him to the or to give him the franchise tag, the non-exclusive,
which we
and
said
then,
he's probably not going to play anyway.
right. But then, okay, if he goes to another team, if another team negotiates and they say okay, then they get 2 firsts. So it's a smart business decision,
Right.
But they didn't want to get nothing for him,
Right.
So
I don't know.
at this point in time, it's a smart business decision. Before this, you should have traded him if you didn't want him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If that would have been an even better idea. Like trade. If you knew this was going to go down like this, why didn't you just try to trade him?
That's the bad part of the business decision,
Right. Exactly. So I mean, we'll see how that plays out. I don't see that ending well. I really don't. Even if he does go back to Baltimore, I don't see it ending well.
I don't see anything that has to do with Lamar Jackson ending well.
No.
I just don't.
No,
and
I really
I'm
don't.
listen. He had an MVP season,
Yep.
but that was with an offensive coordinator that literally game planned an offense around him. Basically, it was the Colin Kaepernick offense,
Okay.
and that's what it was. And they ran a certain offense that really no other quarterback would be able to run, and Lamar can't run an offense that most other quarterbacks would. He just can't. I'm sorry, he can't. So you're going to have to tailor your offense exclusively to Lamar Jackson and to the offense that basically that Baltimore was running and that San Francisco ran under with Kaepernick.
Right.
You're going to have to change your entire offense if you want to go with Lamar Jackson. Period.
Enjoy.
No thanks.
Next up, we got the Cincinnati Bengals. Again, nothing huge from them. They re-signed one of their linebackers, Jermaine Pratt.
Yep.
But other than that, they really haven't done it. There's still talks of them trading T. Higgins, which we talked about this on the last show. We think it's going to go down at the draft.
I do. It'll be involved in the draft. Whether it
Yes.
happens at the draft or not, it will definitely involve draft picks. And and it will be some sort of trade closer to that time.
Yes, I agree with you. So yeah, nothing really new on the Bengals. I mean, back-to-back AFC Championship games, and you're not doing much. We'll see.
I mean, listen. As long as they have another decent draft, I mean, they're on the right path still. So
that they are. Now we get to your Cleveland Browns. They've done some stuff.
Yeah, listen, they had a couple signings. I mean, they did re-sign a center.
Yeah.
But they had a couple signings. They had Okoronkwo. They signed him to a 3-year deal?
Yeah, $19 million.
Yep. Max value of 22. He gets
so
12.
Basically, you get 12.5 guaranteed.
Yeah, he gets 12.5 guaranteed. Yeah. Then they signed Dalvin Tomlinson, who we discussed a couple weeks ago on the show.
We did.
As a good defensive tackle. And they gave him a 4-year, $57 million contract. So
how do you feel about that?
I like it. Okay. I mean, listen, the defense has been lacking in Cleveland for a couple years now. I've complained about it. I've complained about Joe Woods.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
Extensively.
Yeah.
Along with the head coach, and Stefanski. But listen, address the defense, get some better players in there. I love these two signings for them. Now it's whether they can get them to perform in that defensive scheme or not. So it still comes down to coaching. You can have the players, but if you have a bad scheme set up, if you have bad coaching, it's not going to help you at all. So good players can only overcome so much. You need to put them in the right situation to succeed.
And I saw they restructured Deshaun's contract.
They're looking at restructuring it. They haven't restructured it yet,
which is not going to matter because it's all guaranteed. They're just going to kick the can down the road. That's all they're going to do.
There's way. I mean, obviously it's the NFL. There's ways to financially do it to where it's less of a hit on you.
The owners so pissed with that guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
but there's a way you can structure it to where it's less of a cap hit,
yeah,
and more of like bonus money and things like that. So yeah, they're trying to restructure it. Basically, they signed that contract for him to get him in the door.
Yep.
And now they're all willing to renegotiate and figure out a better way to help the team. Which is, listen, that's good. I'm glad they're willing to do that. I'm glad both sides are willing to do that because it was just a stupid fucking contract in the first place. I fucking hated it. But yeah, we'll see. I like their offseason so far. Those couple signings to me are pretty big for them. They don't have much draft capital coming up, so they have to address things in the free agency.
And I did see a rumor about a possible OBJ reunion in Cleveland.
No fucking thank you. No. Jesus, no.
You hear this guy's asking for $20 million a year?
Fucking stupid.
Yes, it is incredibly stupid.
Jesus.
If one team gives that dude $20 million a year, that GM should be fired immediately.
You know what? It'll be the Browns. It will.
Given what they just did,
they make piss poor decisions.
Yeah, I can see it.
I mean, literally, they could have. They had a team a couple years ago that almost made it to the AFC Championship game, almost beat the Kansas City Chiefs. They were like this close to beating the Kansas City Chiefs and going to the AFC Championship game. Then they decided to just fucking take dynamite and blow the whole thing apart and redo a team that didn't need to be redone. Just needed some tweaking. Fuck it. What do I know?
Nothing. Apparently
not.
Next up, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, the whole division really hasn't done a whole lot.
No.
In terms of signings.
No.
They signed offensive guard Nate Herbig. Nothing crazy. And then they signed the corpse of Patrick Peterson.
I can't. I saw this and I was like, wow. And he's actually getting $14 million for 2 years.
He's basically getting $6.
Yeah, $6. Well,
guaranteed.
Yeah, $6 million guaranteed, $14 million for 2 seasons. So he's getting $7 million a season.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever, man. They just had one of their best cornerbacks poached by Detroit.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that in a few. But yeah, I mean, that doesn't stand out to me at all. What Pittsburgh has done right now is literally.
I'm not sure what they're doing there. I got nothing.
Don't ask me. I'm happy about it.
You should be because it's in your division. I mean, you have Mike Tomlin, who's been there. It seems like for like 30 years.
I think he started coaching there when I was like 3.
Seriously, it feels like he's been there forever, and honestly, he kind of has been. Like he went straight from ESU in the program to to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I don't know what they're trying to do there. You have an offensive coordinator there who just the fans despise him, the players don't like him. And he runs your offense into the ground. It's so predictable. And I know now you got Kenny Pickett back there, who I'm still the jury's still out on him.
Yeah, we'll see.
But I'm just curious what they're doing. But obviously we'll have to wait and see what they're doing. You want to know who does know what they're doing?
Jason Stiltner from Flagstar Bank.
That's right. If you're a homeowner or looking to be a first-time home buyer, give Jason Stiltner, Senior Loan Officer at Flagstar Bank, a call today at 248-752-3631.
There you go.
Jason has great mortgage programs for first-time home buyers, including down payment assistance options and excellent interest rates. Again, give my guy Jason Stiltner from Flagstar Bank a call today at 248-752-3631 and get the excellent service you deserve. Flagstar Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 27546.
No, I sound drunk.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, shit.
So moving to the AFC South, and we'll start off with the Houston Texans. And this is kind of big because they got a new coaching staff in D'Amico Ryans.
And they've done a lot.
They have done a lot. Holy shit! I'm looking at all the transactions they got. Jesus, but it's kind of something they needed to do.
Yep.
Like you're down at the bottom of the league, you got to do something. So
Yep.
Obviously signing Case Keenum. Okay, is that a backup? Is that he's going to compete for the starting job? Who knows?
No, I think they're resigned to the fact they're drafting a quarterback, and he's a grizzled veteran.
Oh yes.
To kind of help groom and lead a young quarterback along.
Yep.
You know, kind of lead in the quarterback room.
Yeah.
You know, by example, I'm not saying Case Keenum's going to willingly give up a starting job or like be cool with just being a playing coach, but. Listen, he's a guy that's been around the league. He's been to the playoffs. He's good enough, and he can lead by example.
Mm-hmm. They signed some weapons for one of these quarterbacks to throw to. In Noah Brown and Robert Woods.
Noah Brown, he's from Dallas, right? Is Dallas wide receiver?
I don't know.
I think so. Hold on. Yep. He was with Dallas last year. And Robert Woods, who, again, is kind of long in the tooth, but he got a 2-year, $15.25 million contract with $10 million fully guaranteed. That's
it's a bit excessive for me.
Was it max value of 17 for 2 years? It's a little bit steep, but
you see what receivers are going for now. It's crazy what receivers
stupid
are going for
money.
It's what running backs used to go for.
Yeah. When running backs now are just they literally cast them aside. They're like, yeah, next.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Cowboys should have with Zeke, but that's obviously.
I think that was the last contract where
right.
you looked at it and you went, okay, that was the last. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. There, that's the one.
That's it.
They signed Andrew Beck, tight end. That's a signing.
Shaq Mason. I don't hate that signing.
They acquired him in a trade from Tampa
for the Bucs for a 7th-round pick.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
6th-round pick. Sorry.
They're expected to sign Chase Winovich. Listen, edge rusher. Listen, he's not great, but
he's a backup.
Yeah, he's not great, but he's a kid that'll come in there. A guy that'll come in there.
He's a depth
guy. Yeah. They re-signed Quisenberry at center.
Yep.
Nothing major, really. Like no major signings other than like the Robert Woods, Noah Brown, Case Keenum. They're trying to get a little bit better on offense. It looks like.
I'm curious to see what they do with the draft.
Yeah,
because they go the 2nd overall pick.
I believe so. Yes.
Unless they're going to go quarterback, I would not be shocked to see them trade that pick to acquire more picks. That would not shock me in the least.
Let's see. They have the 2nd overall pick.
Right.
To me, listen, if they can trade it, I see them trading it, but I think they go quarterback. I
get
think
that kid out of Kentucky, or do they go Stroud?
So, I think Stroud is going to Carolina.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh yes, that happened from our last show. The Bears, as we said, traded the number 1 overall pick.
I don't think that was going to be a secret to anybody.
Nope.
We've been saying for months now they were going to trade that fucking pick.
Yes, as soon as we found out that they got it, once Lovie Smith decided to fuck the Houston Texans in a getaway, which is awesome, by the way. I love that he did that.
So in Chicago, they swindled.
Oh yeah,
Carolina.
they did. Once I saw that,
they fleeced them.
I immediately texted you when I saw that. And I go, whoa.
They completely fleeced Carolina.
They absolutely did.
So they got the 9th overall pick, right?
Yes.
Then they got a second-round pick.
Yep.
They got a number 1 pick next year. They got a number 2 the year after that. And they also got DJ Moore, a number 1 wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, so pick number 9, number 61, a first and 24, a second and 25, and DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got a first and a second this year.
Yep.
They drop down 8 picks, and they get a second-round pick as well. They get a first-round pick next year, a second-round pick the year after that, and DJ Moore, who is a number 1 wide receiver on a team now
Right.
on Chicago that desperately needed a number 1 wide receiver. So now they don't have to use a draft pick on a number 1 wide receiver.
Exactly.
They got him in a trade along with all those other draft picks for the number 1 pick.
And this is coming from the Chicago Bears, who don't do anything right.
That was a fleecing.
They were, like, I texted my cousin's wife, who's a diehard Bears fan, and she has season tickets to the Bears. When it was traded, and I immediately said to her, I go, I can't believe your Bears pulled this off. And she was ecstatic about it. She's like, I love it. She was incredibly happy about it.
If I'm a Bears fan, I fucking love that trade.
Absolutely.
It does nothing but help your organization. Now they have to use those picks smart, but that right there helps your organization immensely.
Yes, I agree with you. Sorry, we got off track a little bit, but we figured we bring that up because that was actually a big thing that happened. So
yes.
Next up, we got the Indianapolis Colts. Again, nothing crazy. I mean, apparently their biggest signing was signing a kicker.
Yeah, Matt Gay, 4-year deal,
$22.5 million. Good Lord,
Kickers.
This dude better not miss a field goal.
Kickers are getting stupid money now. I don't understand it.
And we saw how bad kickers have been, especially this past season.
Yep.
I don't get that at all.
No.
Kickers have been horrendous in the past. Like, it's so funny. As soon as they moved the extra point back, I feel like this is when kicking started going like way downhill.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing. Like, dude, I don't understand.
It's been bad last
few
years.
I think this is a rule that college has to change. I think college has to move it back to where the NFL has.
As well?
Yes, I absolutely think that should happen. And I've never understood why, like, college has like slightly different rules than the NFL. Like, why are the hash marks wider?
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me. Like,
well, the ball is actually different too. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more of a like wider ball, I guess.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand. Why don't you just keep everything the same?
Yeah, I don't understand
like even in college basketball, like why don't you just make the 3-point line the same as the NBA?
Nah.
I don't know. Doesn't make much sense to me. But anyways, we digress. But yeah, the Colts really haven't done much. Signed an edge rusher, re-signed him.
And the Colts actually have the number 4 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
They pick obviously that's Carolina, Houston, Arizona, and then Indianapolis. I'll be honest with you, not getting too far off track here with the draft and everything, but I can see 3 quarterbacks going in the top 4 picks.
Yeah, I could absolutely see that.
And I actually think Indianapolis is going to go after Richardson.
That's a tricky one, man.
That dude did nothing but help his draft stock.
He did, but to me, it just like I don't put much stock in the NFL Combine. I don't.
I saw him. I literally had a conversation with Frank. This was months ago.
Yeah.
I think this was during the national championship game. And we were talking, and he was talking about Richardson. And I was like, man, I see him as like a second-round pick. I'll be honest with you. Frank was right in that conversation. He might not be right about whether the guy actually pans out or not. I didn't see him as a first-round pick. I just didn't. Maybe late first round. But all of a sudden, this dude is up in the category of C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young. And, like, they're talking he could go number 1. Like, this came out of nowhere. Now, don't get me wrong. The kid's got tools. But
he's a workout warrior.
Right. And to me, that's like, okay, it's like the chicken or the egg. What, did he not have much success on the field because he wasn't playing with as good of athletes?
No, the kid
was he?
The kid has talent. There's no doubt about that.
Right, but where does it fall? Right, he didn't produce on the field as much as these other guys did.
Right.
So was it because a lack of talent around him, or was it because he's so raw and inexperienced and just needs to be coached?
Well,
what is it?
I mean, you kind of saw this with Zach Wilson. Like, when he went to the combine, like, wowed everybody. He's like, oh, dude, he can throw the ball 8,000 yards. Like, great. Like, I don't care. You're throwing 7-on-7s at wide open receivers.
Right.
Like, I don't care how far you can throw the ball. I really don't.
Well,
First of all, can you read a fucking defense?
Right. Well, not to mention, these guys can be accurate as hell when you're playing 7-on-7 and
Exactly.
you're throwing to open. So again, I like the combine. I like what you can see. You can see some things there, but also you can get tricked. And
yes.
and it's one of those things where if you haven't shown it against defenses in an actual game in college,
In the SEC.
but you're showing it
Right.
at the combine,
Right.
okay, well, it's probably somewhere in the middle then. And are they coachable enough to be able to read these defenses to where they're going to be better on the field as opposed to at the combine? The kid is stupid talented as far as like athletic ability and just naturally gifted athlete.
Absolutely he is.
But damn, he's being mentioned in the top 3 picks, man.
I don't think he's a top 3. I don't think he should be in the top 3 because you see it over and over and over again how these GMs, they just talk about getting fleeced. These guys get fleeced by watching videotape from a combine. Like, they don't actually take into account what this dude does on the field.
Right.
They take the combine. Like, we talk about analytics in basically every sport now.
Right.
As these managers and general managers, they take it as gospel, and that's what these idiots do with the combine. Is they take it like as gospel. It's like, dude, I don't care how high he can jump. I don't give a shit.
Right.
I don't care how fast he can run in a straight line. That's not football.
No.
I don't care how fast he can run in a straight line. Can the dude read a defense? Give me that.
For me with a quarterback, that's my number one right
Give me
there.
that. Can the dude read a defense?
2 things for me with a quarterback in a draft. Can he read a defense, and can he throw a deep out?
Yes.
Okay?
From the far hash mark.
Right. That's
Yes.
what I want to know.
Yes.
Because those 2 things translate more than watching him throw 7-on-7
Yes.
and hit an open receiver down the middle of the seam.
Yes.
Right? Like, or be able to run fast and do the cone drill. To me, those 2 things translate more. If you were to look at the past drafts with all the quarterbacks that have been drafted, if you would have drafted based on can they read a defense and can they throw the deep out, those 2 things translate to a quarterback making the NFL more than these other fucking things. Now, obviously, there's more to it. We're dumbing it down a little bit. But if you're just going to look at some of these stupid things that they look at in the combine, and I like the combine, but if you're just going to look at some of these dumb things they look at,
Like, how many?
to me, if you want to dumb it down to looking at a few things, to me, those would be the few things I would look at.
Like how many times you can bench press 225? Like, I don't care about
Right.
that.
Right, especially for a quarterback.
Like, I don't give a shit about that. Can you read a defense? That number one. Can you read a defense? But, anyways, so
We digress,
we do.
as we always do.
Moving.
Yeah. Jacksonville.
Moving on to the AFC South champion Jacksonville Jaguars, who are for real, by the way.
Are they for real?
Yes, they are for real. 100%. They're for
So
real.
you're convinced now they're for real? Because you weren't at one point in time.
I was convinced they were trending in the right direction for real. Yes. At that current moment in time, they were not for real, but I saw what they were doing.
Okay.
Anyways,
All right.
I like what they did.
I mean, it's nothing flashy.
Nope.
They re-signed Beathard
Which is fine.
to back up Trevor. They gave Evan Ingram the non-exclusive franchise tag. Dennis goes, they got uniforms and everything.
Yeah, it's really great.
Defensive line, Roy Robertson Harris signed a 3-year, $30 million extension. And basically all theirs is re-signings or franchise tags.
Yep.
They re-signed Andrew Wingard, safety. So, listen,
Keeping the team together, man.
They're keeping it together.
Yeah. Building.
I
they're
like
for
them.
real.
I really do. I like them because they're for real.
They're for real.
They got uniforms and everything. And I'm still shy of saying that their head coach is a good head coach. I think he's very good at offense and
You're never
offensive
gonna
coordinator.
give that dude credit.
I might. I don't know. We'll see. To me he was part of the success of Philly, and then he was part of their downfall as well. And that's what bothers me.
I feel like that goes with any coach, though.
It doesn't though.
Really?
It doesn't. No.
Okay.
I mean,
Are you kind of not seeing that with Belichick now?
I don't see them as a downfall though. Like they didn't fall off the planet. You know what I mean? Like they're
But from where they were, they did.
well, okay, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I just
Next up, the Tennessee Titans.
to me, there's head coaches that manage teams well, and there's head
Yes.
coaches that do certain things other than that well.
Fair.
Peterson is a guy who is very good at the offensive side of the football. I just don't think he's as good at the office type management things that can keep an organization running properly.
Okay.
Short-term success is what I see him, but we'll see.
Success nonetheless, man.
If he can prove me wrong, because I actually like the Jacksonville Jaguars. I hope they do something. I hope they listen. If they make it far in the playoffs, I'll admit Peterson's a good head coach. How's that? Because I want them to succeed. I like them.
Hey, they're for real.
They got uniforms and everything.
Remember that.
They got uniforms. I did remember it.
I know you did.
I was the one that remembered it. I was the one that remembered it.
Next up, we got the Tennessee Titans. They're showing up their offensive line with Andre Dillard, a 3-year, $29 million deal. I don't know how much of it's guaranteed. If he's getting all $29 million, that's crazy. I doubt he is though. Looking to shore up their defense a little bit too.
Yeah.
And they sent a long snapper.
I mean, that's a good signing for them,
Yes.
honestly. They needed a long snapper. The guy they had was I'm fucking kidding. I don't know who their long snapper was.
Well, since we're on to Tennessee, do you see Derrick Henry getting traded at the draft?
Yes.
I do as well.
Yes. I think whoever is going to trade for him and pay him that contract is fucking stupid.
Yes.
But, yeah, I see him getting dealt.
Where do the Titans pick this year? Do you know? It's got to be in the middle of the pack somewhere.
Let me see.
I'm going to say like 14th, maybe 15th.
Hold on.
I know it's got to be somewhere in the middle.
Tennessee. Yep, 11.
Okay. So maybe they try to add more draft capital. Who knows? But we'll see what they do. I do agree with you. I think they're going to try to. Well, from all reports, he is on the block. So I can see that happening at the draft.
Yep.
So we moved to the AFC West, which we thought last year was going to be the best division in football, and it turned out that it was
Wrong.
yeah. Yeah,
It was
we were not correct in that one.
For lack of better term, it was wrong.
Yes, we were definitely not correct in that one. So
The Denver Broncos have been fucking busy.
they have been busy.
Decide Jared Stidham, 2-year, $10 million contract for be a backup quarterback. Okay, I like that. He's a decent backup.
Yep.
All right, proved he can play. Right. Signed Samaje Perine, 2-year, $7.5 million contract. Right.
Yeah.
Listen, he's a receiving back. They had Javonte Williams go down last year with a knee injury.
Yep.
He's not going to be ready for the beginning of the season. They're looking at halfway through the season for him. So they needed a running back there.
Yeah.
I like that's a decent signing.
Showing up their offensive line though.
Yeah. Ben Powers
Mike
signed
McGlinchey?
a 4-year, $52 million contract. Mike McGlinchey, 5-year, $87 million contract. Then they went after Zach Allen. He signed a 3-year, $47.75 million contract. I mean, they are spending stupid money.
They are, and and the best part about it is your quarterback's still Russell Wilson.
Yeah, and that's yet to be seen what's going to happen there. They are literally fucking going berserk on spend. They're on a spending spree.
They are.
Sean Payton and the GM there are just literally fucking spending.
But you have a washed quarterback. I don't know.
See, I'm still hesitant to say whether he's fully washed or not.
Okay.
I think, to me, I'm going to look at this year and see. I think we'll be able to tell very early on under Sean Payton whether he truly is at least in my mind, whether he's truly washed or he needed to get back on the right track. Because I think a lot of it is his own personal bullshit. I really do. I don't think he was focused on football. I don't think he cared about football as much. I think if anybody can get him back on the right track, it's Sean Payton. Now, does that mean it's going to happen? No. But I just personally am hesitant to say whether he's fully washed.
I
completely understand where you're coming from.
I want to see if he actually buys into Sean Payton.
And see, that's
Because
the key.
Given obviously this past year in Denver and then previously in Seattle, you saw it's a rush show.
Well, and that needs to stop. And if anybody listen, we've seen already. Sean Payton doesn't play that shit.
No,
He's not gonna play that.
Nope.
So does Russell Wilson buy in, like you said? Does he fall in line and get back to
or is
team football?
or is he too far gone?
Right.
And personally, I think he's too far
That's
gone.
the
That's
question.
just me,
but no, I listen. I understand where you're coming from. I get it.
and plus he's a cornball, so fuck him.
He is a cornball.
Such a cornball. Next up, we go to the defending Super Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs, who
They spent big on offensive line.
Yeah.
They went with Jawan Taylor.
4 years,
up
80 for
4 years,
60 guaranteed.
60 guaranteed. I do like that signing though. That they're showing up the offensive line. They have a running back that can run. They have a quarterback they want to protect and keep upright. That's a smart move.
It is. I'm curious to see if they're going to do anything like offensively, weapons wise, because I mean, obviously Kelsey is arguably the best tight end ever, but he's not getting any younger.
Well, listen, they got the job done this last year and won the Super Bowl with Travis Kelsey and basically a bunch of nobodies behind him catching the football, like just a bunch of everyday average dudes catching the football.
Well, but when does that catch up to?
We'll see. I thought I was going to catch up to him last year, and I was wrong.
I did as well.
I mean, I love football. I know a lot about football, and I can admit when I'm fucking wrong. I was wrong. I thought that wide receiver core was going to be their downfall. And really?
A lot of people did.
And really? It didn't fucking matter at all.
It really didn't. And that just honestly, that just kind of proves Andy Reid's genius. It really does.
I mean,
this is what a coach is supposed to do. You coach to the talent that you have. You design systems around the talent that you have. You don't try to force a system on a team. Like, all right, so I have these guys, so this is what I have to do to make these guys successful.
right. What can I run?
Most coaches don't do that.
What can I design
Exactly.
to benefit my team? Not, this is what I have designed. You guys better learn how to run it. You guys better learn how to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and that's why the dude's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Period.
I can't believe that's okay, we're getting to the Raiders, but this contract that I'm looking at now for Jimmy G, I hadn't seen that contract yet.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's get into the Raiders.
So I mean, listen, it's not stupid money because quarterbacks now get stupid money, right? But still,
yeah.
I'm a little surprised at this contract. But in all reality, I guess I'm looking at it, compared to other starting quarterbacks in the NFL. It's not that bad.
It isn't. I think it's.
I mean, Daniel Jones is getting 40 a year.
Don't even started on that. We'll get to that later. That's just asinine to me. But yeah, I mean, getting Jimmy G for 72 and then obviously the 24, like 25 basically is guaranteed for year one. Now we see how that goes.
Right.
If he can stay healthy.
Listen,
and this is why I think he's only getting this is health.
Well, stay healthy and don't make stupid decisions.
Yes.
Like, Kirk Cousins.
I also want to say this is like a show me contract.
Yeah. And listen, if they can keep him upright and he can get the ball to Devontae Adams. I mean, everybody forgets Devontae Adams is on this fucking team. So,
but they just got rid of their tight end.
They got rid of
they traded Waller.
They traded Waller? Did they really? Yeah. Okay, I didn't even see that.
They traded him to the Giants.
No shit. I can't keep track of this
today.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't keep track of this shit.
Yeah, they traded him today, which sucks because the dude, Darren just got married,
right,
to the chick that plays for the Las Vegas Aces, and he gets traded like a week later to New York.
Bye, honey.
Josh Jacobs is not thrilled about that. He tweeted out, he's like, he's not thrilled about.
Well, and
that.
Josh Jacobs got the non-exclusive franchise tag.
Yes.
So,
Buffalo. I would love to see him in a Bills uniform.
I'll be honest with you, that would be a great sign.
I would love to see him in a Bills uniform.
I'm a huge Josh Jacobs fan. You know that.
Yeah, I do. Yes, I do.
I think that kid has a lot more football in him than what we've seen.
I agree with you.
He was held back by fucknut, Gruden, and then last year when they unleashed him, you saw what he really could do.
Joe, I'm in full agreement with you. That's why I said I would love to see him in a Bills uniform.
Yep.
But they also signed Amir Abdullah. That was the guy that was with the Lions, right?
Yeah, he was also with Minnesota as well.
I didn't know he was still in the league.
Yeah, I think he was with Minnesota last year. Actually.
Okay. And then, like we talk about with the Patriots releasing their best wide receiver, the Raiders signed him, Jacoby Myers, 3-year, $33 million, 21 guaranteed.
I can't believe that literally he was the Patriots offense.
Yeah.
Like he was the guy.
Yeah.
Now, he never had outstanding stats, but he was always catching like 7-8 balls a game, 80, 90 yards. You know what I mean? Like it was never outstanding. He didn't get that many touchdowns,
No.
but he was always consistent.
No. But again, when you had an offense that was like as basic as it possibly could be,
Yeah.
like I think
I like that signing for them though.
I do too.
I think he's a good number 2
Yeah.
across from Devontae.
Yeah, I agree with you.
He's a good possession guy, which is what you need across from a guy like Devontae.
Right.
So that I like that for them.
They re-signed offensive tackle Brandon Parker to an offensive line that, let's face it, is not that fucking good.
And they re-signed Omar Epps.
Mark, is that Omar's brother? Is that Mike Tomlin's brother?
Yeah, they signed Marcus Epps,
Nice.
2-year, $12 million contract. So
So we move on from the Raiders, go to the Los Angeles Chargers. They really,
okay, first of all, who the fuck is that quarterback?
Easton Stick. That's gotta be a fake name. Easton Stick, really? Like I kid you not. My cousin and his wife, when they had their second kid, like I asked, "What is the name?" And they're like, "Easton." I go, "Like the hockey stick?" I kid you not. But yes, they named their son Easton. I go, "Like the hockey stick?"
This dude's name is literally
Easton Stick. Like, what are we doing here? It's amazing.
I'm fucking dead.
Seriously. I almost want to take a screenshot of this and send it to my cousin Matt and his wife Mary. I told you, like the stick.
I have never heard of this dude before in my
heard of
life.
This can't be real.
This is like one of those names they make up for like NCAA football.
Yes.
When they couldn't use the names of the actual players.
Yes.
Easton Stick.
Easton Stick. And I said I want to take a screenshot of this and send it to him. I was like, see, I told you, Easton Stick, like the hockey stick. But
Wait,
anyway.
this dude's been in the league for 4 years? I've never heard of him. He's 27 years old.
Where did he go to school?
North Dakota State.
Really? I've literally never heard of
How
this guy.
the fuck?
Is he like how we forgot DeGino was in the league still?
No, I've never heard of this dude. And I
Yes.
watch football
If
enough.
anybody would know this guy, you would know this guy.
I've never heard of him.
Nor have I. So, anybody that wants to put him on your fantasy roster, go for it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's Easton Stick.
The
Holy.
Easton Stick.
So they also signed Eric Kendricks to a 2-year deal worth $13.25.
I like that signing.
That's a very good signing, and it's not a lot of money, honestly.
Yeah.
Kendricks is a very good linebacker. Played for Minnesota for quite a few years.
Yep.
A good coverage linebacker as well.
Yep.
So, also there's talks that Austin Eckler is going to be dealt.
Yeah, they gave him permission to seek out a trade, which is I'm curious as to why.
He wants out.
No, but I get that,
Right.
but it's like why?
Because they can't come to a contract extension. Okay. He's going to end up playing on a $6.25 million contract this next year, which again for any of us is like, dude, it's $6.25 million. But
How much more does he think he's gonna get?
I think if he went to another team, I think he could get $15 million a year.
Really?
Yeah.
For a running back?
Yep. I think he.
I don't know about that.
Well, it's Austin Eckler, right? And he's a good receiver too.
No, I get it.
He's like CMC, right? He brings so much to the table in other aspects of the game, not just as a running back.
Yeah.
And he's a very dynamic
But
player.
he
He's so
tends to
dynamic.
get hurt a decent amount.
He just gets
too.
dinged up. Like he hasn't missed that many games, truthfully, which is surprising. But
I don't know.
he's tiny, but he's shifty. He's one of the most dynamic backs in the league. I think if another team got him, he could get in the range of 12 to 15 mil. 12
I'd be fine with. 15 it's a bit excessive for me, but
Yep.
yes.
I mean, for a guy like that, I'd be willing to pay it. I mean, again, not for like a long period of time, like some of these contracts, like fucking God, I can't even think of his goddamn name right now. Dallas. Zeke Elliott.
Yeah.
Like not for like 8 years or whatever, but no, I think a 3-year, 15 mil a year.
Yeah.
I think you're getting your money's worth out of him, for sure.
You know who else you get your money's worth through?
At your service by Pat.
That's right. We see it. It's starting to hopefully it's starting to get brighter outside. With winter hopefully coming to an end here shortly. So
I don't know if today's any sign. Winter's not coming to an end.
Tomorrow's supposed to be.
Today sucked.
Tomorrow's supposed to be significantly better, like 45 and sunny. So
nice.
Yes.
All right,
So
I'll
it should
take
be
that.
nice. So maybe if you're looking to brighten up your home or commercial building, give At Your Service by Pat a call today at 248-794-0008 for your free estimate. At Your Service by Pat specializes in home and commercial building cleaning. Services include roof and house cleaning featuring soft wash, which is a longer-lasting alternative to pressure washing. They also offer window cleaning, concrete cleaning, deck and fence restoration, gutter services, and more. So call At Your Service by Pat for your free estimate today at 248-794-0008.
No, I sound drunk.
Yeah. All right, so moving on from the AFC, we'll jump right in here to the NFC. We'll start off in the NFC East and the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. So they franchise tag Tony Pollard.
Non-exclusive.
Yep. Which I mean, I don't know. I Tony Pollard. It depends on. So many people are so high on Tony Pollard, and I'm in the middle of the road on here. I think he's a good player. I don't see him being a franchise tag player. That surprises me. But whatever.
He's better than the other option they have there.
Well, yeah, but he's also not that much better than the other option
Right.
they have there. I mean, it's just I think some people think he's such a great option because Zeke it kind of fell off the fucking planet, and they're just like, "Whoa, Tony Pollard's so really good." I mean, it could also be that the other guy's just not good.
Right.
Like it could be the other way around. But listen, he's a decent player. I just don't see him as a franchise tag guy. They re-signed Van Der Esch to a 2-year, $11 million contract.
Yep.
I like that. That's not big money, and listen, he's a solid player. Stephon Gilmore, they got him in a trade with the Indianapolis Colts in exchange for a 2023 fifth-round compensatory pick.
Jesus. Okay. I think it's a low risk, high reward type trade.
Yeah, it's
I don't think he's going to make him significantly better.
no, but
It helps.
again, he's an upgrade.
Yeah.
How much of an upgrade we'll see
Yeah.
on the field.
Yep.
And then they re-signed Donovan Wilson.
Yes.
Nothing major from them.
So we move on to the New York Giants.
And holy fucking contract.
Yeah, they've done some stuff. They've done some stupid stuff, but they've done some stuff. So the biggest thing they did is they re-signed Daniel Jones to a 4-year, $160 million deal, which basically what I say when I texted you was like
With an additional 35 in incentives.
right. It was
by the way.
guaranteed like 68 or something like that, or 86.
Yeah,
Something.
I think he's guaranteed $70 million.
Right.
Something around there.
So basically, this is going to be like a 2-year deal. This is what it's going to end up being,
I
depending on how he
to,
plays.
to me,
obviously.
this is just one of the dumbest things I think I've ever seen play out. You could have taken the 5th-year option on Daniel Jones and had him playing this year on the 5th-year rookie contract. But instead, you turned down the 5th-year rookie contract
Right.
extension and then signed him to a 4-year, $160 million contract.
So basically, they made a choice between Jones and Saquon because they were going to franchise one of them,
Well, yeah.
and they ended up franchising Saquon.
So listen, if you're talking in the grand scheme of things, do you want to pay big money to your quarterback or your running back? I think these days it's your quarterback.
Yep.
Right? But we're talking Daniel Jones. Right? Okay, I'm not going to hate on Daniel Jones drastically, right? But he's not.
You can. He got him in the playoffs.
Okay, but also the he's had less touchdown passes than games played in every year the last 3 years.
Right.
2020, 14 games played, 11 passing touchdowns. 2021, 11 games played, 10 passing touchdowns. Last year, 16 games played, 15 passing touchdowns. This dude, with those stats, just got a $160 million contract. That, to me, says more about quarterbacks are so overly valued and overly paid in the league right now that it's stupid.
But it's just that's the way the league is now.
That's a nuts contract for me, and I just don't understand it.
Agreed.
Whatever.
Yeah. I there's no way in hell I'd give him that type of contract.
Not a chance
you know, whatever.
in hell.
So like I said, they non-exclusive franchise tag Saquon. We'll see where that goes. I think they're going to end up re-signing him. I do.
I think they'll end up getting a contract done with
I
him.
do too.
I don't see anybody else. I mean, They could. I think Saquon's got a lot left in the tank, but
Yeah.
again, I in today's NFL, giving a big second contract to a running back makes no sense to me.
Well, I see him as kind of like an Eckler guy if he can stay healthy. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can do some things.
I think Saquon ends up commanding more money.
If they give them more money, like I said with Eckler, I think it's fucking stupid. I
do
really
too.
do.
Yeah.
But if they can keep it around like 12, 13, okay,
Yep.
I can live with that. But if they give him 15, like we were
Yeah.
talking about with Eckler, no, absolutely not. Like we just talked about, they traded for Darren Waller from the Raiders for in exchange for a 23 third-round pick.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Waller's issues have been health the last 2 years.
Yes. Yeah, he was not very good this past year.
And he wasn't on the field a whole lot. I
was
mean, you
not.
got to be on the field to earn your contract, and I think that's why the Raiders were willing to get rid of him and trade him for a third-round pick is, he hasn't been on the field.
Right. Looks like they shored up their linebacking spot as well, re-signing with Gerard Davis and signing Bobby Okereke. Okereke?
Yeah.
Okay. At 4-year, $40 million, 22 guaranteed. They had a horrible run defense.
Yeah.
Horrible run defense. So
yeah, I think they're looking to shore that up. They signed defensive lineman Raheem Nunez Roche.
Yeah.
Agreed to terms on a contract with the Giants. So I think they're looking to kind of shore up that defense. They got another weapon for Daniel Jones. They got Saquon coming back. They got Breida coming back. They got Sterling Shepard agreed to another contract. Traded for Waller. I think they saw last year and went, we can still go for this right now, and I think that's what they're doing.
Moving on to the Eagles.
The Eagles.
They re-signed Boston Scott. They just signed Rashad Penny. So basically that tells me that Miles Sanders is bye-bye.
And I'm going to tell you, that contract Rashad Penny got,
Yeah.
I know he's had injury problems, and I know that he wasn't going to command any more than this, but I'm telling you, they got a 1-year deal on a $1.35 million contract, only $600,000 guaranteed. Watch out if you're a fantasy football player. Rashad Penny next year is a guy that I'm gonna get in a later round. I'm gonna be smart about where I get him, but I'm telling you, behind that Philadelphia Eagles offensive line and in that offense, if he's healthy,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Well, speaking of their offensive line, Jason Kelsey decided to come back for at least one more year at a 1-year, $14.25 million deal.
Yep.
Which I personally think this is going to be his last year.
Might be a 1-year deal to me says that he's nearing what he sees as his end.
Yep.
So
I mean, you look at his career. That dude's a first ballot Hall of Famer. 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
Holy! I didn't realize how decorated his career actually was. Holy
yeah.
shit!
Yep.
Like, okay, yeah, you're in, dude. You're in.
You're there.
First ballot. You shouldn't even have to wait, man. You're in. They re-signed Brandon Graham, who's like 85 years old, to a 1-year deal.
The next signing, re-signing for me is the one that I was surprised about. I thought he was going to get a bigger contract elsewhere.
I did too. But they ended up re-signing. And then basically, like Slay, especially because I've heard rumors that Patricia was going to go to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So I was going, Darius Slay's probably like, bye.
He's like, and I'm out.
Yeah.
But yeah, James Bradbury. They re-signed him to a 3-year, $38 million contract.
Right.
Includes $20 million guaranteed. Has a max value of $44 million with incentives. I like that re-signing for them. I think that was important. I personally was resigned to the fact I think a lot of people were that they were going to lose him, and to bring him back is big for them.
Moving off the Eagles to the Redskins. I never know what the fuck this team is doing.
Can we gloss over all this?
The Redskins? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't care about anything they've done.
Wait, so they Darren Payne,
Yeah.
who was a big one in free agency, I thought was going to be big. He received the franchise tag, and then he later signed a contract, 4 years, $90 million, $45 million fully guaranteed.
$60 million in total guarantees.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yep. That's
Okay.
That's nuts. But I mean, the guy's awesome. So I mean, he's worth it. I mean, other than that, I don't want to talk about the Redskins at all.
I don't either.
I'm tired. I just don't like the
until
Redskins.
until that fucktard sells them. I
Yeah.
have nothing. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
at all.
we're gonna skip that.
Moving on to the NFC North and the Chicago Bears.
Chicago.
Bears.
The Bears. Obviously, the big trade. They got DJ Moore.
Yep.
And received number 9. Again, the second rounder, number 61. 2024 first rounder, 2025 second rounder. And DJ Moore, like that to me, we already talked about it a little bit. That is a huge, huge trade for them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, trading the number 1 overall pick for a number 1 wide receiver and another pick would be damn good, right? I mean, they got a very, very, very good wide receiver along with a bunch of other draft picks for 1 draft pick.
Mm-hmm. Like you talked about, they fleeced Carolina. They did,
my,
100%.
that's just an awe. I mean, I love that trade for them. I'm not even a Bears fan, and I love that trade for the Bears fans.
So you finally give Justin Fields a number 1 target. Cool.
And without using draft capital, and you gained extra draft capital.
Exactly. So now, shore up your offensive line so he doesn't have to run for his life damn near every time he drops back to pass.
And they kind of did.
With
they addressed
Nate
it.
Davis.
They addressed it.
Yep.
Right, a little bit. We need to address it more.
I do, and I think that's what they're going to do with that pick in the first round.
But you know what else they needed to address?
Linebacker.
They needed to address
the defense. Which they did.
They did.
As they signed Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, and DeMarcus Walker.
Yep.
Which, again, those were needs.
Yep.
And they've addressed those needs. So I think the Bears are going to be all right this year. I'm not gonna say they're going to compete for the division.
No, but I'll be honest with you. If I'm a Bears fan, I'm very happy about the direction they're going and what they've done in this offseason.
They're actually making moves that make sense.
This offseason has been very good for them.
Yes.
And it's looking like they don't have somebody who's inept running their organization anymore.
It's weird how that works when you don't have fucking idiots running your organization.
Right. Speaking of not having idiots running your organization.
Finally.
The Detroit Lions.
Yes.
Honestly, if I am a Lions fan, I'm fucking happy as hell right now.
Absolutely. They've made some actually good moves. Like the Cameron Sutton deal.
That Cam Sutton deal for me is big. That's a 3-year, $33 million deal.
Yep.
That's a great signing, man. I mean, he's a very, very good cornerback. They needed a corner. Now, and I think they just signed another corner today, actually, didn't they? Who did they sign today? It's not even on our list right now. I believe they signed another corner today. But so these couple signings to me tell me that with that first round pick that they have, where they have 6 overall, 6 and 18, they're not going corner at either one of those picks because they just addressed that. And they already have Okudah. They have other corners, right? They have corners. Now, you're not going corner. So at number 6 overall, you're looking at what's the other big splash they can make, right? What's the best pick they could take there? And I think they're setting themselves up very well to take best available player.
Yeah.
Right? So I like their offseason so far. I like what the last couple of years have done as far as Brad Holmes, draft pick wise, free agent wise. I like what they're doing. You know, as a Lions fan, you just got to hope it continues and hope that it's not the same old Lions and it doesn't fall apart. I still think there's one real big issue in this organization, and it's the leadership from the head coach. But if you're a Lions fan, I know you love the guy. So could I be wrong? I could. And for your sake, I hope I am, because the rest of this organization right now looks like they're headed in the right direction. I can't say any better than that.
You're absolutely right. So, and this is why I'm actually looking forward to our draft show. Because I think it's going to be nice to actually interact with some people and kind of get their thoughts on not only what the Lions have done this in the past couple of years, but what they're going to look like moving forward and how they feel about the team now and whatnot. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. I can't wait for that. I think it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, I agree.
Moving on to the Green Bay Packers.
Pass.
Okay.
Pass.
Next up, Minnesota
They
Vikings.
haven't done anything.
They really haven't.
They haven't done
signed
anything.
a kick returner, punt returner, and they're going to lose their Hall of Fame quarterback.
Done.
Minnesota Vikings.
Nothing of note.
Nothing of note. They still have Kirk Cousins as their quarterback, so you're not going to win anything. Sorry.
No. Tight end Josh Oliver, 3-year, $21 million deal. Holy shit! Some of these contracts are just unbelievable to me on who these guys are. Some of these guys don't deserve this money, but whatever.
Right.
Whatever. I don't know anything.
Crazy.
I'm not running an NFL organization, so
You are not.
yeah. Move on to the NFC South.
NFC South. Let's start off with the Atlanta Falcons. They've made some moves.
Heineken, they've done a lot.
They have.
They really have.
They have. They signed Taylor Heineken to a 2-year deal worth up to $20 million. Wow. Re-signed Chris Lindstrom, not Nicholas's brother. It's spelled Lindstrom, not Lidstrom. Re-signed him to a 5-year, $105 million extension. Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Who's going to play quarterback for that team? You said Desmond Ridder,
Desmond
right?
Ridder, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
They're not, because they've already said they're not going to go after Lamar.
No, I don't see them going after, especially if after the Heineke signing.
Right.
If they went after Lamar, they would have went with Lamar and then Ridder behind him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see them doing that now. They just signed Taylor Heineke to be the backup plan in case Ridder doesn't pan out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't see that happening now.
And you can see kind of where they focused a lot of their money in this offseason, signing David Onyemata to a 3-year, $35 million deal for D-line. Caden Ellis, linebacker, safety Jesse Bates.
Bates, that's a big one for them.
Yeah, so you can kind of tell where they're kind of focusing a little bit. And I think
Yep.
draft-wise, I think they're going to go more on the offensive side of the ball.
Yep, and they made a trade for Jonnu Smith too. So
Yep.
They got another tight end there behind Kyle Pitts, who they need to learn how to use better. Because the dude is super talented, but you don't use him properly.
I think they learn to just use him.
Use him. Period. But honestly, Kyle Pitts needs to be not in a traditional tight end role. He needs to be more like a Travis Kelce type role, where you're not playing true tight end.
Right.
Honestly. But yeah, I actually like what Atlanta's done so far. A lot of money spent, but we'll see if it pans out on the field. But so far, I like what they've done.
Moving on to the Carolina Panthers, they signed today, I believe. They signed Andy Dalton to a 1-year, $10 million deal. They really this, like we've talked about. This is just a franchise. It's just there.
They never make good decisions.
They really don't. They got fleeced on the number 1 overall pick, which they now have. Which I'm curious to see what they do with.
CJ Stroud.
You think that's what they're gonna do? Okay.
Yep, I absolutely do. I believe that's the go-to for them.
Okay.
Yep, and we'll get into draft a little more in the coming weeks, but
yep.
I have some certain thoughts on certain teams and what they're going to be heading after. But yeah,
right. Yeah, so they signed Andy Dalton. They re-signed their center. Other than that, they really haven't done anything of really significance besides getting fleeced by trading for the number 1 overall pick.
Yep,
so.
They got hosed.
Moving on to the New Orleans Saints, where they've made some moves as well.
Couple that I just think are fucking stupid. But
they now have a starting quarterback in Derek Carr, who signed for 4 years, $150 million, which I think is $150 too much.
You know what's funny though? He's only the 10th highest paid quarterback.
Jesus. I don't understand.
10th highest paid quarterback.
I don't understand how or why, but okay.
Yeah. Well, listen, he's actually better than a couple guys that are ahead of him in the pay list.
Fair. Yeah, it's hard to disagree with that. They re-signed Jameis as their backup, which at some point
a 1-year, $8 million deal. Like Jameis needs to realize he's a backup quarterback.
Like why on earth are you keeping Michael Thomas?
That's the one I don't understand.
For what?
Why? That's the one I don't understand.
This dude never plays.
Ever. You're spending millions of dollars on this dude to not play football.
I don't.
He played 3 games last year and then was done.
That one I
with a hangnail.
Yeah, I don't understand it. But hey,
I do like the Juwan Johnson signing.
Okay.
2 years, $12 million contract. He's a solid tight end. I think he's going to be the Darren Waller to Derek Carr in New Orleans. I like him. I like that signing.
All right. Moving on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they re-signed a cornerback. Okay, and they're losing their Hall of Fame quarterback. Next,
and they might be going after Baker Mayfield.
And I heard that.
I had to throw that in.
Joe's gonna get his Baker Buccaneers jersey on order pretty quick here, buddy.
I might.
Moving on to the NFC West. God, another team.
Again, Arizona.
I don't care.
Yeah, well, let's just pass them up. They haven't done anything of note anyway. Who cares?
I don't care. The Los Angeles Rams.
Here's another one. Yeah, they haven't done anything anyway. They acquired Hunter Long.
So
in a trade with Miami. Well, that was the trade with Miami for Jalen Ramsey.
yes. So I saw something today that Cooper Kupp was in Buffalo this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, boy.
Like, okay.
Oh, boy.
Like, okay.
Oh, boy.
I don't hate that.
Man.
Can you imagine him and Diggs?
That's nasty.
That would that
Oh, that's nasty.
There you go. I was waiting for that. So yes, the Rams really have done nothing, and like we talked about last show, are the Rams going to be a contender, Super Bowl contender? And I think we got our answer. No.
No.
And they're trying to trade Stafford.
They're Stafford's up for trade. Yeah, I don't know. They're not. On to somebody who could be a contender, though.
Yes.
San Francisco 49ers.
Yes.
They signed Sam Darnold to a 1-year deal.
Was he still seeing ghosts?
I hope not. But they signed him to a 1-year deal. So basically, they signed him to be maybe insurance or backup. But they have Trey Lance. They have Brock Purdy. Purdy has an injury he's going to be recovering from. So does Trey Lance. Question mark there is at quarterback and who's going to be healthy. And maybe Sam Darnold's there to start a few games at the beginning of the season before somebody else.
For a team that good, your quarterback situation is looking awful.
It's a huge question mark on a Super Bowl contending team.
Yeah. And
So.
frankly, that's arguably the biggest reason why you didn't make it to the Super Bowl this year is because you didn't have a quarterback.
Yeah. Well, and because the one you did have
Right.
got injured and you had nobody after him.
Exactly.
Like that was it. You had nobody. Now, they had a lot of injuries, though.
Right. Now, if they had a healthy quarterback against the Eagles, did they beat them? I don't know. It would have been.
I mean, they have a better chance.
Right.
But, yeah.
They had a legitimate shot to go to the Super Bowl. They did.
Yep.
Just
I do like the Jason Hargrave signing.
I think it's a
4-year,
great
84
signing.
Yeah, 4-year, $84 million contract on a defense that is already very, very, very good.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's a big one for them in my mind. So
No, I would agree with you. It's a good signing for them, and they got another defensive lineman in Kevin Givens, which they re-signed him. So I mean, you just that defense is going to be scary good this
Yep.
year. So maybe that might cover up for some of your quarterback
issues, yeah, it could.
Moving on to the Sea Chickens.
Last team,
the Seattle Seahawks. They re-signed to Geno. Good for you. You know what? Good for Geno.
That's what I said,
Good
man.
for Geno, man.
Yeah, in the text messages back and forth with you, that's what I said. I was like, you said he signed. I was like, what'd he get? You told me. I was like, damn, good for
you,
him,
man.
Yeah,
I'm glad you got the bag.
Like, listen,
Good for you.
that dude's been in the league for a long time.
Yes.
Been called trash for a long time, rightfully so. Listen, he looked like trash,
we
but
didn't realize he was still in the league when he started. When he was
but
playing.
listen, man, that is good for him. I'm happy for him. He balled out last year and got the bag, and
he earned that bag this year.
He did, absolutely.
Good for you, man.
3 years, $75 million, could be a total of 105 with incentives. Basically it's along the same lines as the deal that Jimmy G just signed.
Yep.
So very similar deals, and basically they structured it to where this doesn't keep them from drafting a quarterback at 5 overall. So
Yeah.
his deal is very front-loaded.
Yeah.
So they could be done with him after 1 or 2 years of that 3-year deal, and they could draft a quarterback this year,
Yeah,
and after
he's
1 or
ready
2
to
years
go.
with Geno, and the other guy's ready to go. So this does not keep them from drafting a quarterback,
Right.
but it's a smart move to continue to have Geno there. He played very well for them last year. I think it's a great move for them.
But you still have not addressed your glaring need, your offensive line.
Yes. They addressed defensive line.
Yes.
With a couple signings. Jermonte Jones, 3 years, $51 million. And then they signed Jerron Reed too. But yeah, they need offensive line help there drastically, and maybe they go that way in the draft. I don't know. We'll see, but
Yeah.
God only knows.
So that's what's happened so far in NFL free agency, and obviously I'm sure
And there's a
gonna
lot
be-
more to come.
There is a lot more to come, especially with tomorrow is the official start to free agency.
Yeah, some of the bigger names that are still out there: Levante David, Orlando Brown, Jordan Poyer, your boy.
Yep.
Dalton Schultz, tight end from Dallas, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Bobby Wagner, Jadeveon Clowney, Jacoby Brissett, Juju Smith-Schuster, Odell Beckham. You got a lot of guys out there. Rock Ya-Sin, Byron Murphy. There is a lot of shit. Adam Thielen's out there, Mike Gesicki, DJ Chark, Marcus Peters.
The corpse of Adam Thielen.
Yeah. So there's a lot of big names still out there. There's going to be a lot more action going on here in the coming days.
Yes,
So,
agreed. Yeah.
yeah.
You know who else has a lot of action going on?
The Joe Wright Group.
That's right.
That's right. I got to pull up my read here. I wasn't ready for it. Damn it. Whether you're buying or selling your home, now is the time to take advantage of having the expertise of 4 real estate agents for the price of 1 on your side. Make the right move with the right group, the Joe Wright Group. Give Craig Joe Wright, Mike Bush, Shane Wilson, and Alex DeRocher a call today at 248-535-4750 to fulfill all of your real estate needs.
Let's go, Buffalo.
Never gets old.
Never.
So obviously we've gone down the free agency path in the NFL here. I'm going to switch gears here a little bit to. I know we kind of talked about this in our last show, but since our last show, they've been officially eliminated from the NCAA tournament. Michigan, I'm sorry, Juwan's got to go. I'm done. Done. Like I'm done.
I already
Like
said
that's
that. But yeah.
like we talked about what had to happen. Going into the Big Ten tournament.
Yep.
And you get waxed by Rutgers.
Oh, waxed.
You got waxed by Rutgers.
They didn't score a field goal in 19 minutes.
Like, come on, man.
19 minutes of a game, they didn't score a field goal.
Like I can't.
I'm sorry, they scored 1 field goal in 19 minutes. But that was my bad.
That's
One field.
unacceptable. Like
But-
I'm done.
That's
done.
ridiculous.
And then so now you're going to play in the NIT, which frankly I would have said no. Like no.
Well, I understand why they're doing it.
I get why they're doing it.
The kids that are there deserve to play some extra games. I get it, but yeah, at the NIT, who cares? I'm not watching.
That's
it.
embarrassing.
I won't watch it. It is embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing.
Like you had a quote or a grade 2/elite program, and now you're in the fucking NIT.
Yep.
I'm sorry, that's grounds for dismissal. It is.
I mean, it should be. It
But-
absolutely should be.
So but you know, Ward Manuel, he's gutless and he won't do it. But I'm curious now, since they have a new president there, I'm curious to see what he does. If he's just like, no, this is unacceptable. Bye.
I mean, to me, that should be the case.
It absolutely should be the case. I'm sorry. You can't take that program, which was, like I said, borderline elite, and go to the NIT.
You can't let that shit happen.
Yes, you can't let that shit happen. I remember saying that about the Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. It's just I'm done. It's so amazing to me that you had a guy like Beeline, who lifelong coach, whatever, and he would get guys. They weren't 5 stars or anything like that.
No, but they would outperform.
But but like we talked about, he would actually develop these guys, and he'd get to the Final Four. He'd get to the national championship games, and Juwan gets these studs. And they suck.
And he doesn't develop them.
Like what the fuck has he done with Hunter Dickinson's game?
Nothing.
Of substance.
Nothing.
Exactly. Like I'm sorry, Hunter Dickinson should have been developed to the point where after last season he should have gone pro.
Yeah.
But he didn't go pro because he sucks.
Well, and because he hasn't developed, and his game doesn't translate to the NBA either, though. That's
on the coach,
right? And that's the whole thing. Like he plays a big man game that is non-existent in the NBA anymore.
Right.
Like the big men in the NBA can shoot from threes. They're more versatile. They can run the court.
Yeah.
Like Hunter Dickinson is not that guy. He's a classic big man when you think of classic big men in the NBA, and his game was not developed.
And I look at this team. I'm like, how can like none of your players shoot? Like none of them. like
apparently they don't practice that.
Like what? That's my point. Like what do you guys do at practice? I don't understand. You guys can't rebound. You're defensively horrible, and you can't shoot.
Joel agrees.
What are we doing here? Like I said, I'm sorry.
it's
like
ridiculous.
from where you guys were when he took over to where they're at now, that's a fireable offense. I'm sorry, it is.
Absolutely.
And I know Michigan fan will be pissed that I said it. Be pissed. I don't really care because you know as well as I do, this is fact.
Since when have either one of us cared if people got pissed off at what we said?
That's a good point. That is a good point. So
So
anyway, that's kind of my thoughts on that. So
yeah.
You got anything else?
No, we're gonna do the taste, right?
Yes.
We don't have any picks today, right? We're gonna skip.
Oh,
over
we're gonna do
picks.
some picks.
Oh, we're gonna do picks.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I love giving you the soccer picks. It just makes me laugh. You're actually doing pretty well on them, if I remember correctly. So
I haven't been keeping track of them.
all right, we'll do the picks first, and then we'll do the beers.
Okay.
Okay.
This segment is brought to you by the Joe Wright Group.
It's time!
So we're going to start off with the Ottawa Senators taking on the Edmonton Oilers. Let's see here. We'll go with Ottawa on the money line at plus 175 or Edmonton at minus 220.
Let me go with Edmonton minus 220.
I'm going to go with the Senators simply because they have to win this game. They have to, or they're chugging for a playoff spot. This is a game they absolutely have to win.
Their playoff life is on the line.
Literally, yes, it is. Kind of like Buffalo last night against the Leafs. Their playoff life was on the line last night. Same thing with Ottawa. Their playoff life is on the line. I think they roll into Edmonton. I think they beat the Oilers.
All right.
Let's see. The New York Islanders taking on the Los Angeles Kings. We have it at the Islanders are plus 115. The Kings are minus 139.
Let me get the Islanders.
Joe, go ahead. Thanks. I'm with you on this one as well because the Islanders are in the very similar spot as Ottawa and Buffalo. They're fighting for their lives to get in the playoffs, and that's a team. If they get into the playoffs, they're gonna be a problem for Boston. They're absolutely gonna be a problem for Boston. So, yeah, give me the Islanders in that one as well.
All right.
Next up, we have your favorite, soccer.
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 I do like soccer. I just don't know much about it anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
I know the game. I just don't know
Yeah.
the teams. I don't follow teams or anything like that.
All right, let me find a good one here.
I know the game. They kick the ball around.
They
try
do.
Try to kick it into a net.
Last time I checked, they do. They definitely do that. Yes. Oh, Jesus! What are we doing here? All right, we'll just do it. Arsenal, Crystal Palace. What the hell happened here?
What a name of a team, Crystal Palace.
I know, but that's where they film Ted Lasso at.
Is it really?
Yes, that's
nice.
at their training ground and whatnot.
Speaking of which, when does that show start again?
Tomorrow.
Fuck, I need your login.
I know you do.
Give me that shit.
Hold on, I gotta pull up my betting app because that's where the odds
Oh
are.
Lord, you know I have to go to the bathroom, right? You're killing me right now.
I didn't know that.
I wasn't gonna fucking announce it, but I'm over here shaking my legs like I'm going, like it's going out of style. I'm fucking.
You're gonna have to wait there, buddy.
Jesus, I'm dying over here.
We'll be done in a second here. Just give me a minute. All right. Oh yeah. We'll go Champions League. How about that?
Okay.
All right. We got Real Madrid taking on Liverpool. We got Real Madrid at plus 125. We got a draw at plus 300, and we have Liverpool at plus 180.
Give me Liverpool.
I'm gonna go.
I love a good liver with some mashed potatoes, some onions, some bacon. Give me Liverpool.
I'm gonna go a draw on this one. I am because Real Madrid doesn't need to win this game.
Oh.
They don't. So
That's why Liverpool's going to win.
of course, yes. Let's see what else do we got here. No. We'll go with
Give
some.
me some Liverpool with some fava beans and
We'll
a nice
go-
bottle of Chianti.
We'll go some Europa League action here. We got Real Betis taking on Manchester United. Betis is it's plus 260, a draw plus 250, and United is plus 100.
As much as I want to take Batista, because he was a good wrestler and
Yes.
he's a decent actor now.
Yeah.
He's in Guardians of the Galaxy. I will take Real Madrid,
Manchester United.
Manchester United.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm with you on that one.
Man U.
I'm also taking Manchester United.
Man U.
Another one, we have Arsenal taking on Sporting Lisbon. Arsenal is minus 310, draw is plus 400, and Lisbon is plus 750.
Draw.
I'm with you on that one 100%. I'm taking a draw as well. But this is the thing about it, because they've already played the first leg of this, and it was 2-2.
Yeah.
So this is the second leg of it.
Yeah.
So it won't end in a draw, because it can't. But this is only after 90 minutes. It's all
Right.
Or even after stoppage time or whatever, extra time. So
Right.
that way it can technically end in a draw betting wise. So
Yeah. Give me a draw.
give me a draw, man.
Give me a draw.
Yes. All right. So they're your picks for this week. So
Those are the picks.
those are the picks.
All right. Now we're going to do the taste.
All right, motherfuckers, let's take a timeout and taste this.
Motherfuckers.
All right. So this week we have The Poet from New Holland Brewing Company. It is an American oatmeal stout, and it is 5.8%.
The poet.
Yes.
You're a poet and didn't know it.
That's some thick stuff, man.
That's what she said.
All right. You got to waft it, right?
You got to waft it.
Got to waft.
Got to get the waft. Cheers.
All right, cheers.
Salute. I like that. That is fucking good. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
That is remarkably fucking yummy. I'll have 3 more.
It doesn't have that bite for me.
I like that. It's a good smooth
It's smooth.
taste. It's got I like that. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I like it. I like to have a little bit more bite.
Give me 3.9.
I'm gonna go 2.8.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like it.
enjoyed that.
I like it with more bite. It was smooth. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. I like that. It's got a good flavor, but it's not overpowering.
Okay.
It's smooth. I enjoyed that. It was very good.
Nice.
3.9.
All right.
3.9 for me, 2.8 from you.
Yep.
All right. Anything else?
No, I think we pretty much nailed everything we needed to hit.
All right. We're going to get out of here for the day. Give us a like, a share, and a follow on our social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. You can find all of our podcasts on your favorite podcast provider. As always, check out SOTDET.com. Click on shop or click on anything else you want to see, but shop and go buy some shit because we would appreciate it and it supports the show. SOTDET.com. On behalf of Chris, I'm Joe. We are Sports on Tap Detroit. See you next Tuesday.
And that is it for us today.
No! God, please, no!
Bye, have a great time.
No! God!
Bye, guys.
No, 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 no.
Bye, buddy.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
It's never goodbye.
You know, we've been through our ups and been through our downs.
You were meant to be here tonight.
You guys will always be in my heart.
Great moments are born from great opportunity.
I think the most important part is that we all stay together throughout.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Live. Fight like hell. The best thing I've ever done, the best thing I will ever do, is be a dad.
God, I love you guys. Mamba out.